12th October 2020. The social media woke up seeing a transgender lady's face. Instagram stories were overflooded by her shivering, helpless tears. Do you remember her? Probably not. Even our empathy and sympathy are similar to her Instagram stories. It expires in 24 hours. She is Sanjana Shaji, a transgender woman, a woman who fought for herself, hard work day and night for earning midday meal. But she was harassed, threatened, bullied, and abused saying her gender. This is not happening in Honduras. It's happening the most democratic, socialist, sovereign, secular, and republic country, India. While studying about the history of third gender, it dates back many centuries. They have been an integral part of Hindu mythological stories. Many of us have heard about Ardhanarishwara, created by the merging of Lord Shiva and his consort Parvati. Isn't it miserable to see one side of the society worshipping the Ardhanarishwara statue, where the other side, the humans with similar characteristics, are treated inhuman and ruthlessly? Trans people are significantly more likely than the general population targeted for violence, harassment, HIV, and risk of mental health concerns such as depression and suicide attempts. Even from the concerned authorities, the transgender people face physical and verbal abuse, forced sex, expulsion for money and material, and arrest on false allegation. The violence against the transgender is not just this. It goes and goes and goes.
Hate crimes are the crimes that are motivated and intentionally conducted owing to animosity and acrimony against each other. It is followed by the threatening acts that destroy the society at a very large level. Hate crime refers to specific target crime where criminally motivated actions are committed by the culprit against a particular community. Now, in the case of transgenders, almost all the hate crimes occur due to people not being able to accept the difference in another person. Since transgenders are different from the normal two genders, male and female, we live in a society with varying cultures and beliefs. When a large majority of people disagree to a certain opinion about a community, hate crimes start happening, and this creates a discomfort to that community. Transgender individuals in India are broadly called Hijras, Kinnars, and Aravanis in different parts of the country. Social exclusion of transgenders creates a lot of violence, strikes, and inequality in the community. Trans people experience these realities every day of their lives. Yet, like all other human beings, trans people have fundamental rights to life, equality, health, but constantly face denial of these fundamental rights because of the rejection of the trans person's right to their gender identity. Also, these days, trans community is facing a lot of denial to their health concerns. People in general show a negative attitude towards them, and trans people face a lot of abuse, sexual harassment from people of different organizations. All these lead to mental health problems, depression, and attempts for suicide. Now, another main issue faced by the transgender community is with respect to public washrooms. Many people say that they are going to ensure public safety and tell that all people have the rights to use public washrooms according to the sex that they were born in. Another group of people are against this idea and tell that there is something called as physical identity and that will create a lot of problems in public. The Red Street in Mumbai, known as Kamatipura, is where there are a lot of male, female, and transgender sex workers who earn their living by working there. Due to the present COVID-19 situation, where lockdown is declared everywhere, the The people working as sex workers find it very difficult to earn their daily wages. Also, they are scared to do their job, which involves in mingling with different people as they might get the coronavirus. So, a lot of sex workers have moved to different places temporarily till the situation gets better. All people, when they hear about transgenders, have a weird opinion or a really bad opinion in their mind. Why are only transgenders considered as weird in the society? All these are questions that a lot of people have and are the questions that still don't have a proper answer. People of the present generation who are far more educated than the older generation should have the sense to understand that transgenders are normal human beings and the only difference they have is the difference of their sex with which they were born and what they are at present. We educated people should try and educate the people of the upcoming generation that we should consider all humans equally without any differentiation. Recently, there was a news that the Kochi Metro is now providing employment to transgenders based on their educational qualification so that they can earn a living. Also, they are providing seats in buses and trains. In parlors, they can enter freely now without any hesitation. We can see that there has been a lot of change in the society and the mindset of the people. Also, recently, India's Supreme Court recognized transgender people as a third gender in a landmark ruling and ordered the government to provide them with quotas in jobs and education in line with other minorities as well as key amenities. A lot of fight has happened for this initiative to take place. The transgender community has gone through a lot for this to become successful.
Even though living in a so called discriminated community, there are some notable and noticeable pioneers from the transgender community. Lakshmi Narayana Tripathi was the first transgender person to represent Asia Pacific in UN. K. Preetika Yashni, a fighter who was tagged as the first transgender sub-inspector of police in India. Her interview narrates about the struggles with the social dogma and gender bias she faced during the recruitment process. As Preetika Yashni says, I'm excited. It's a new beginning for the entire transgender community. Also, Tamil Nadu was the first state to introduce transgender welfare policy. According to this, transgender people can access free sex reassignment surgery in all the government hospitals, free housing programs, admission in government colleges with a full scholarship, etc. Tamil Nadu Aravanikal Welfare Board is such a landmark initiative in pioneering efforts to address the issue faced by the transgender people. India has approximately 4.88 lakh transgender persons according to 2011 census. So it's actually important to think about the existence of these people. Do you know something? In our epics, transgender people were among the people who the kings trusted the most. Yes, they were treated with due respect. So, why don't we try to bring back our culture where all of us understand that humans are diverse? But after all, everyone is human being. Let transgender community have a right to behave and live as they are and express their feelings without fear. Let's take off all the social stigma towards the transgender community and give them a chance to stand equally and participate together with us to form world a better place to live.